Once you have your weaving completed, you're ready to add it into your book. We're going to be trimming the edge off of your page that you already finished the weaving on. So I have the extra down here. We're going to be cutting that off and cut it in half, and we'll use it for a border on the opposite page to tie these two pages together. I would go ahead and paint your page. So the page that's going to go on has a tip-in insert in it, and you can choose which side it'll be on. I've already painted my paper. I have the background done. I just used the gift card technique. Go right up to the edge. This will be covered up, so if you want to leave just a little bit of space, you can. Otherwise, you can go clear the edge, but I know sometimes it'll leak on the other side. The only spot you need to go clear the edge is this side right here. And then you will need to paint a little bit of the tip-in. I went ahead and did about 2 fingers thick over here. It'll be just a little bit there. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim off the edge. So if you have any pieces sticking out, you can trim those off. Try not to cut the full page too much. I'm going to trim that off too. Okay, then I'm going to flip it over. I have my weaving right here, and that's where the page ended. Okay, so I have my page, and then I have the leftovers, and I'm just going to cut up the middle. If you want to draw a line, you can. If you can eyeball it, you can do that too. If you want to make it zigzagged or wavy, like we've done in the past, you could do that as well. It doesn't need to be straight across. So my page is already done. When you go to paint, don't forget, put a magazine or a wax paper underneath so it doesn't leak, and you can go ahead and do 2 just like that, and I use the gift card to paint everything. Let that dry, so you could blow dry that, or you can do this, set it aside, trim your pages, and then come back. This dries relatively quickly. Okay, so I have my page to glue in, and I also have my strips for the border on the other side. You will need a glue stick and some type of, I'm going to use a magazine sheet today to put under there because we're going to glue that in. So decide which side you want, top or bottom. It really doesn't matter, but you do want to make sure is that this is lined up over here. And if you want to double check how far your page is sticking out, because you want it to be about the same as the others, you can line it up with that opposite side and kind of hold it there. You want to make sure that you leave a little bit of a space here. About that far should be about right. You can also double check it if you remove this. Kind of line it up with the edge there. You just want to make sure if it's clear in all the way as far as you can, it's really hard to turn the page. That's why it's important to leave a little bit of a gap. So we're going to go ahead and glue that in. I decided on about that much space will be good. So I know from here over it needs to be all glue. So you'll take your glue stick, okay. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to just fold it over. Stick it back in there. So I'm going to line the page up with the end. So I have the bottom down here and the top. Center it the best you can if it's not quite even. I'm going to set that on there. Hopefully I'm pretty even with the other page. You can also line it up this way. Went in there pretty straight and push this down really, really good. If you have any areas that seem not to be sticking, you have a little bit of time, you can stick some more under there. But you want to make sure it's in there tight. We'll do another assignment where it'll go on the back, so you don't need to worry about this. This will get covered up by another tip-in page assignment. So don't paint that or anything, just leave that blank. And we'll cover it up at a later time. So you have that glued in. And then we're gonna add the borders. So this will be the same as what you've done before. I have that's clean still. And make sure you line it up with the edge. I would go clear out here. I like to line it up on the outside, so if it doesn't go clear to the edge, you still have some space there. Make sure you push that down really good. Because it's so thick, it might not want to stick as willingly as a plain piece of paper. And just keep pressing it down, and I'll do the same on the bottom piece as well. Then you're ready to design your image to go opposite this page. I have a couple that are started. Well, this one's finished. This one I started. I need to add something to it upside down.